welcome back to the channel. So today we will be learning about how to find out the molecular spectroscopic term symbol. So before learning molecular spectroscopic term symbol, you should know what is a term symbol for the uh, given element or for any ion. So for that you can go to the playlist and you can find the previous video related to this. So let's start with the molecular spectroscopic term symbols. So as we all know that there are various states, like we have S, P, D and F states, and correspondingly to it we have the capital L value, that is the total angular momentum. For S state it is 0, for P it is 1, for D it corresponds to 2, and for F it is 3. Now this was for the atomic term symbol, but when we come for a molecular spectroscopic term symbol, we do not use these states. Instead of these we use Roman words such as, for S we use a symbol sigma, for P we use pi, for D we use delta, and for F we use phi. So these are the states that are being used to represent the term symbol for the molecules. So we already know that the formula or for the expression for writing the term symbol for an atom was like 2s plus 1 L and G value. So this was for the atom. But when we do it for molecule, we have to do some changes in the expression. The multiplicity will remain same in the superscript, that is 2s plus 1. Instead of L value, we write delta, lambda, sorry, wavelength, okay, lambda. And then instead of J, we write G or U. So what is G and U? G and U are the center of symmetry of the molecule. So if your molecule is symmetric, that means G rad, okay, that means on showing a reflection it gives the same symmetry, right? And ungirate, ungirate means U, that means it is antisymmetric or asymmetric molecule. So now the molecular spectroscopic term symbol will be represented by lambda, 2s plus 1, G or U. So this will be equivalent to the L value. This is the total spin multiplicity, right? And G and U will tell you about the symmetry. A part of it, we also use symbol plus or minus, that is positive or negative, when we deal with the state which is sigma, that means when L is equal to 0. Fine. So let's see how we can do for it. So we should know the various rules before learning how to write the term symbol. So first one, if the state is sigma, that is L is equal to 0, then only we write plus or minus. So what does this plus and minus signify? It signifies change in the wave function, right? Change in wave function. So if there is a change in wave function upon showing a reflection, then we have to mention like plus or negative. For the electron, if it is filled in the sigma or sigma star, then positive is written on as a superscript, and when the electron is filled in the pi orbital, okay, pi or pi star, then we have to write, and the state was found to be sigma, that means L is equal to 0, or you can say not L, that is the lambda value is 0, right? For molecule, then we have to represent negative, okay. Now what about the G and U? As I already told you, G means G rad and U means un-G rad. So these two belongs to the symmetry of the orbital. So G and U refer to the symmetry of the orbital where the electron is filled at the last. Okay, so orbital where the last electron is filled, we have to consider symmetry of that orbital only. For example, all of you know that s orbital is spherical in shape. So wherever you move from the center, it will be similar. That means this is symmetric. Okay, that means it is G-rayed. Okay, now come to the p orbital. P orbital is dumbbell shape. One lobe is positive, other is negative. From the center, if you move upward and downward, it is not symmetric. That means this is ungirate. Again, if you see for the d orbital is double dumbbell like this, right? So it is like this. So when you move upward and downward, you will find the same wave function, and similarly negative and negative. That means it is again G-ray, right? So s orbital and d orbital are G-rayed, p orbital is ungirate, that is asymmetric. Similarly, if we look for in the molecular orbitals, if we look for the pi bond or the sigma bond clearly, then we will come to know how we can write G and U. Let's see that one also. So now all of you know, for a sigma bond, the orbitals have to undergo the overlapping like this with the same lobes like this. Okay, so it will result into formation of a molecular orbital like this. So if you see, this one is symmetric in nature, right? From here if you move, you will find the symmetry in the molecule. That means sigma is G-rayed. And if you go for a pi bond is formed by the sideways overlapping like this, like this one. So if you go upward or downward, you will find different wave function. Above will be positive, below will be negative. That means this is ungirate. And inverse of it, if you go for sigma star means here we will have positive sign, and on the other side it is anti-bonding, like positive negative. So this will be ungirate, right, sigma star. And if you go for pi star, right, pi star will be like this, positive, and positive sign will be on opposite side here like this. So if you move from up and down, you will find the symmetry. So pi star will be G-rayed in nature. So what we found over here is that sigma and pi star are G-rayed, that means symmetric, right? And sigma star and pi orbital are ungirate, that is anti-symmetric, right? So we have to mention G and U in the molecular spectroscopic term symbol for the electron which is filled in the last orbital. Okay, we have to refer with respect to that only. Okay, now if our two electrons are unpaired when we go for the molecular orbital diagram, and they are present in different orbital with the either symmetric or antisymmetric, or it is one is symmetric and other is antisymmetric orbital, then how we have to calculate about the symmetry of the overall molecular spectroscopic term symbol. So it is very easy. If one electron is present in the orbital which is G-rayed and the other one is also G-rayed, then the resultant will be G-rayed. If one is G-rayed and other one is ungirate, in that case it will be ungirate. And if both the two orbitals where the electrons are present are ungirate, that is asymmetric or antisymmetric, in that case the multiplication of these two will give you symmetric orbit, right? So like this is for 2 electrons. Now if it is for the 3 electrons, right, like in this case 2 electrons are in G-rayed, then overall resultant will be G-rayed, and the third one is also G-rayed, then it will be G-rayed. And if it is like G-rate and un-G-rate. So you will multiply this by un-G-rate, then resultant will be un-G-rate. Right. Similarly, if the 2 electrons are in un-G-rate and the third one is in the un-G-rate again, then the overall resultant will be un-G-rate. So we have to multiply according to this rule. This rule is important when we have more than 2 unpaired electron present in the orbital, right? Now the next important thing is how to write down the electronic configuration for the given molecule. So for a given molecule having total like electron 14 or less than 14 electrons, in that case we have electronic configuration in this manner. Like we have to first write sigma 1s, then its antibonding sigma star 1s, then sigma 2s, then sigma star 2s. Okay, after that we have to go for the pi one, that is pi 2px, which is equivalent to pi 2py, right? And then sigma 2pz, these are both bondings. Then antibonding of these, pi star 2px is equal to pi star 2py and sigma star 2pz. Okay, so this way we have to write the electronic configuration for 14 electron or less than 14 electrons. Now let's talk about the symmetry of these molecular orbitals. So as I already told you, sigma and pi star are G-rate, sigma star and pi are un-G-rate. So respectively we can write, so it is sigma 1s, that is bonding, so it will be G-rate. Next will be un-G-rate. Sigma 2s will be G-rate, sigma star 2s will be un-G-rate. Now pi bonding will be un-G-rate. Then sigma 2pz is G-rate, pi star 2px and pi star 2py will be G-rate, and sigma star 2pz will be un-G-rate. So this will be the symmetry about the molecule. So now all of you know how much electron we can fulfill here. Sigma 1s will get 2 electrons occupied, sigma star 2s. So we have to fill electron in this way only, right? First electron will go to sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, then 2px1, 2py1 plus 1 and 1. Okay, this way we have to fill. Then sigma 2pz2, again pi star 2px, pi star 2py, and then 1 electron we will add, and then sigma star 2pz2. Okay, so overall we have total filling of electrons 18 electrons can be filled like that. But for the electronic configuration for 14 electrons or less than 14 electrons, we have to consider this a type of electronic configuration where pi 2px and pi 2py is more stable when compared to sigma 2pz. But in the case where the electronic configuration is for molecules greater than 14 electrons, in that case this stability will be switched. Okay, so 2pz will be more stabilized when compared to pi 2px and pi 2py. Now let's see the electronic configuration when we have electrons more than 14 electrons. So similarly we have to write sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2. Then switching will be here. Sigma 2pz will be more stabilized when compared to pi 2px and pi 2py, which are degenerate. So here 2 electrons we will fill like this, as I already told you, right? Here again anti-bonding, they will be filled like this, and sigma 2pz2. Now what about the symmetry here? So as we know, sigma and pi star are G-rate and sigma star and pi are un-G-rate. So we have to write it like that only. So let's see how it will work. So sigma 1s will be G-rate, Next will be ungyrate, again gyrate and ungyrate. Now it is sigma 2pz which will be gyrate. This is ungyrate pi. Pi star antibonding will be gyrate and this is ungyrate. So when we will write the molecular spectroscopic term symbol and we have to mention G and U for more than 2 electrons, then we have to draw the electronic configuration like that, or the easy way is to draw a molecular orbital diagram that I am going to show you now. Now let's have a look to the molecular orbital diagram for two atoms A and B. For 1s atomic orbitals, it will give the molecular orbital like sigma 1s and sigma star 1s. So always remember this thing. Bonding will be more stable when compared to the anti-bonding. So sigma 1s will be the lower energy will flow in this order. Okay, from lower to the high energy, and energy is inversely proportional to the stability. That means sigma 1s is most stable when compared to sigma star. So here 2 electrons will get filled like this way. Then again for the 2s orbital it will be sigma 2s and again it will be sigma star 2s. Okay, so 2 electrons you will fill like this. Now 2p for 14 electrons or less than 14 electrons, right? For 14 electrons or less than 14 electrons, now 2px and 2py will be of same energy. So 2px and pi 2px and pi 2py, they will have same energy, and sigma 2pz will be having more energy. Okay, so this way then anti-bonding will start, that is pi star 2px and pi star 2py, and last will be sigma star 2pz. So here again how to fill electron, 1 electron each. If there is more electron then do the pairing, then go for the 2pz, do the pairing, and if more electrons are there then fill electron 1 each electron first and then do the pairing. Okay, this way we have to fill the electron for molecule having 14 electron or less than 14 electron. But for greater than 14 electrons, if we have electrons, in that case there will be a switching in the 2p orbitals, right? So for the 2p orbital, what type of switching will be possible? It will be like this. So here sigma 2pz will be more stabilized when compared to pi 2px and pi 2py. Rest of the anti-bonding will be same, right? So this is sigma star 2pz and this one is pi star 2px and pi star 2py. So here there will be switching within these two orbital for greater than 2 electrons. One more thing that one has to remember here is the azimuthal quantum number for p, x, y and z. Okay, so all of you know there are 3 orientation through the different axes. One is px, right? Then py and pz. So for px, like 2px, pi 2px or pi star 2px or pi star 2py, we have for x it is +1, for y it is -1, and for z it is 0, right? So this is also important point that is to be understood. Okay, so now let's draw the molecular spectroscopic term symbol for H2 molecule. So all of you know there are 2 electrons, that means it is sigma 1s2, and obviously it is less than 14 electrons, right? So how we have to write for this one? So the molecular orbital diagram will be like this. No need to draw again and again. I am just telling you for easy understanding. So this is sigma 1s and this is sigma star 1s. Okay, because we have for the ground state H2 molecule, so 2 electrons will be filled here, right? So all of you know that sigma is gyrate, right? And there are 2 electrons, so that means total S will be summation of spin, that means +12 +12, it will be sorry, plus half minus half. Okay, they are in opposite direction, so it will be 0. So what will be 2s plus 1? 2s plus 1, that is multiplicity will be 2 into 0 plus 1, that will be 1. Okay, now let's find the lambda value. So lambda value for this state, particular state here, will be the like summation of similar to the L value. So all of you know, for the s orbital we have L is equal to 0. That means L is equal to 0 means the state will be sigma, right? Sigma, and multiplicity what was 2s plus 1? It was 1. And what is the symmetry for this sigma 1s? The symmetry is G-rayed. It is symmetric. So this one. Now this is not complete. Next thing we have to write is, as I already told you, when we have a sigma state, then we have to mention plus or minus. Plus is written always when the electron is there in the sigma bonding, right? If it goes to the pi orbital, then we have to mention negative. But if the electron is going into the sigma, as we know it is going in the sigma, then we have to mention here plus. So this is the overall molecular term symbol for H2 molecule. So now let's draw the molecular term symbol for H2 plus molecule. So because H2 has 2 electron, it is now a cation, so 1 electron will be less. Again, we already know because there is 1 electron, so capital S will be like small s, it is equal to half. Then 2s plus 1 value will be 2 into half plus 1, it will be 2, right? And L value for s orbital is 0, that is lambda is equal to 0. It means the state will be sigma, right? Multiplicity is 2. Symmetry for the sigma is G-rayed, right? And now since the electron is going into the sigma orbital only, it will be positive. So the term symbol for H2 plus will be 2 sigma G plus. Okay, but for the H2 molecule that we have seen in the ground state, it was 1 sigma G. So one thing you can mention very much clearly here is for the closed shells. Okay, for the closed shells, that is sigma 2 or pi 4, the term symbol will be always sigma 1 G. Okay, so we will see few examples coming soon, ki how you can find out for the closed shell the molecular spectroscopic term symbol come out to be 1 sigma G. Now let's see the molecular term symbol for H2 molecule in its first excited state. So for the ground state we can write it as sigma 1s2. For the first excited state it will be sigma 1s1 and sigma star 1s1. Okay, so we have to again here see the symmetries. This will be G-rayed, this is un-G-rayed. Now come to the rule that where I told you when there are two unpaired electron, then we have to multiply the two symmetries to get the resultant. So G into U gives you the overall symmetry as un-G-rayed, right? Okay, so now you have two electrons like this. So what will be the total spin? Total spin will be summation of this plus half and plus half, it is 1. In that case 2s plus 1 will be, what will be 2s plus 1? It will be 3. Okay, so L value is obviously 0. For this it is 0, for this it is 0, so lambda value will be 0. That means sigma state. Okay, sigma state, multiplicity is 3, symmetry we found it out to be U, and since the electron is going into the sigma only, okay, and the symbol is also summation symbol, that is sigma, then this will be plus. So 3 sigma U plus will be the molecular term symbol for H2 molecule in its first excited state. This is important because if it is written first excited state, term symbol will change. For the ground state, the term symbol will be different. So now we will see few other examples to learn how you can write out the molecular term symbol for the diatomic molecules. A new video will be made for other example. Thank you so much.